heads up that I am streaming already, so okay, it should be going. Yeah, we're going. Okay, and that's my alarm going off in the background. There we go. Just to, yeah, avoid my YouTube channel. Not that that's that hard for anybody, but yeah, you'll see the whole battle if you do that. So. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is I don't see Battalion online. So hopefully he understood the time. We'll see. I'll give him a ping.
I'm gonna will quickly get a drink. I'll be back in like a couple of
Uh-huh.
minutes.
Hey Robert, just checking comms. I know you're starting muted, so that's fine. But if you can hear me, just at least confirm in the Almoravid chat. Okay, cool, very good. Um, we will let Battalion have a few minutes. Hopefully he didn't get the time conversion wrong. All right, so just in general, while we're waiting, Robert has already like posted me what his initial orders would be, and that's great. He's done that in the Almoravid room. There's Battalion there.
Right, sorry, I'm back.
Hold on a second.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing? Um,
I'm doing good.
how would you like me to refer to you? As Battalion or ET, or do you want me to use a proper name or?
You can use my proper name. Elijah's fine.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna change your. See if I can change your nickname. No, I cannot change your nickname. All right. I'll refer to you as Elijah then, if you don't mind. Okay. So how this is gonna work? Instead of doing the Google Sheets for turns, I would probably normally use that more if we were doing some as a play by post, or if there were so many players I couldn't talk directly to you. It's kind of a double-edged sword. We have a few players, but I think actually it'll work a little bit better for this, honestly, especially as a play test. So right now we have two players on the Castilian side and one player on the Almoravid side, and it should be fine. As far as management, I would prefer a second person on the Almoravid team, but it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is initially I'm going to give you a view. Elijah, did you get the note I sent you? Don't say anything about it, but did you at least get my note about the order of battle? Again, don't yell out what I told you, but did you at least see that in the
I got the order of battle, but I thought you changed the roster around.
I did, but hold on, just
I
hold on.
never got an updated version.
It should be on the same sheet. It should
Oh, I
be,
didn't know that.
yeah. If you go to, hold on a second. Here, I'll pop it to you again. I'll pop it directly to you. Okay, so don't say anything about it. All right, hold on a second. I will give you that link directly. Okay, we've changed things around there, and again, don't say anything yet. Would you? I tell you, just for a few moments, I'm going to talk to um, the Castilian team real quick. So I'm going to give you a separate call. Okay, I just think we should talk about the what you're just. Let's talk a little bit about the first setup. Yeah, we can, hold on a second. So I'm gonna drop this main chat. I'm gonna go into a chat with Elijah and Javi. Okay, I'll be right. Okay, we just need to talk about one thing. Okay. Are you
Hello.
there?
Peter,
Hey.
looking very good as always.
Yeah, of course. I didn't mean to do video, but hey, there's some video. I'm actually gonna turn it off just in case. Um, but so I just wanted to let Elijah know that Javi has given you basically all of the cavalry. Okay, and you're gonna be on the left side. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you're okay with that, if you want like to change it around or something, I'm completely happy to do that.
Nah, I don't mind using cap.
Yeah. So
Mm.
so you're going to be on the left, basically the left wing, if you will. You have both of the general bodyguards in front. You have your caballero villanos, which are basically, for lack of a better term, upstart knights. That's not a great term for 'em. But they're knights, and knights from experience, not by knights from blood, if you will. Um, or family or nobility. So then behind that, I think you have another set of two. Hold on a second. Which ones do you have behind there? The Foreign Crusaders, which are equally as good. All right, so they all have charge capabilities. Actually, they all have impact capabilities. Okay, the only slight difference between the troops are the Caballero Villanos, which are basically going to be in the middle of your line. They have a little bit less armor. That's about it. But the bodyguards and the Foreign Crusaders are basically identical. Um, did you get the sheet I sent you, Elijah? You still there, Elijah?
Sorry, I see the characters. I mean the unit sheet,
Yeah. All right. So,
the order of battle,
and
but that's it.
I'll send you both individually your viewpoint. Okay, and that might
But
that
I
might.
know, I think I know what you're talking about. The information you said earlier.
Okay. All right. So what you're also going to get is you're also going to get the El Cid or Campeador, and he's going to have three horse units. They will arrive between turns 3 and 5. I will very clearly tell you when they arrive and where they're arriving, and I'll give you an extra view of screenshot of what he sees as he's entering the battlefield. Okay, so he's kind of a champion, if you will. So he will exudes his own. He's a commander basically, and he will encourage the units around him as well. So he will give them some bonuses during battle as well. Okay, if you keep him within a certain distance of the units. Okay, so but if he's off, peeing in the woods or something, then he's not going to be very influential. All right, so this will all make sense as we start going. This is a play test. It's for fun. So let's go back over to the main channel and we'll kind of start things proper. Okay. All right.
So,
Okay. Hey, Robert. Sorry for making you wait. So is everybody good? We will officially begin at this point. I'm going to go ahead and talk directly to Robert. I'm going to show him his view. He's already given me orders, so it should be pretty quick. I just want him to kind of see what he's saying in case he wants to adjust that a little bit. Okay. So let me go talk to Robert for basically taking the orders of the Almoravids,
okay.
and then I'm going to talk to each of you directly, show you what you see, and take your general orders, and I will interpret them as such. Okay, so there might be a little bit of downtime as we go through this, right? I'll try to
Yeah,
make it
no
as quick
worries.
as possible, but of course there is some kind of juggling I have to do on my side. I have to do a lot of rolling too. Okay, so I will be back, and I will talk directly to you both shortly. Okay, so Robert, I'm going to talk to you directly, and I will talk to you in a moment. Okay, I have Robert's
Yeah, right.
orders and I've shown him his views and he's adjusted, etc.
Hmm.
Okay, so he's given me all his notes. So that's not going to take effect until I talk with each of you. Elijah, I'm going to talk to you directly real quick. Okay, I'm probably just going to give
Alright.
I'm going to give it to you as messages. If we have trouble understanding each other and we want to talk directly, we can talk directly. But I'm going to basically just
How close am I to the other guy?
you'll see
Like the king, my king.
you'll see here in a moment. Okay,
Alright. 'Cause, I realized we never talked strategy at all.
it's all right.
It's
You'll see
okay.
it.
Just like I will hold the line. All you have to do is
Just
like I will.
be
Are you familiar with like hammer and anvil?
be careful what you say.
Uh,
All right,
Yeah.
just
No.
hold on.
No. All. There, second.
All right. All right, so Elijah, I'm going to directly just message you here in a second. Okay, so just
alright, I'm open. You're messaging me on this account, right?
no, I'm going to directly call you. Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to show you what you see. Hold on.
Hmm?
Just give me a moment. I'm going to show you what you see here in a
Alright.
moment. This is not behaving very well. I'm going to give you a right view that shows you how close you are to your commander. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to give you a left view. So hold on a second. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to share this. I'm just going to share the screen here in a moment. Hold up. Oh, that's the right one. Okay. You should see my screen live now. Okay.
Alright.
All right. So this is your right view. So this is where your other commander is. Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I see.
Okay. Now to your left, you see this. Okay.
Mm,
You see troops coming over the hill. Okay.
yeah, I do.
Okay. You're coming
Alright.
in. You're coming on the board in march column formation. Okay.
Alright.
So just
So
generally speaking, what would you like to do? And let me get this down. All right.
I like to send a message to the king letting him know there's forces coming on the hill. And
Okay.
I guess I'll form into a battle formation. I'm not sure. I don't know medieval formations.
I mean, you can just tell me how you generally want it set up. I mean,
Well, I guess
your bodyguard's right in front. Um, the both bodyguards
I
are right
guess
in
put
front.
some more cavalry forward, like another 2 units of cavalry forward.
Okay, and then leave the others in reserve. Leave the Crusaders in reserve. Maybe
Yeah,
bring. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'll go ahead and just do that. That's not going to be affected.
I have
Okay.
no idea of medieval tactics other than charge and not to charge up
Well,
hills as cavalry.
right. So just keep it simple. You'll do fine. And then we'll
Yeah.
just pull up these guys. And they're for now they're just kind of in a marching formation. They're just coming on the board, and that's good. That's probably good for your old turn right there.
Uh,
Now I think you're too far in order to charge. I don't want to give you too much of a view here. Let me do a measurement here
sure.
for the sake of yeah, you're well beyond charging.
Well, I don't plan on charging
Yep.
them anyway.
Yep. Okay. All right. So that's good. That feel
Yeah.
good. Feel good to you? Okay, that's basically your end. You don't know what they're gonna do. They're about to move too, but I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna strike
that's
you. Okay.
that's fine with me.
Okay. All right. Disconnecting.
All right.
Okay. That is Elijah's taken care of for turn one. Robert's given me his orders, and I have not updated it yet. So Javi, I'm going to just talk to you real quick, and we'll go from there.
Good. Good.
Hey, you there?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the view that you see from the center. Okay, let me position myself a little bit. Okay. So this is your view. Oop, right up your horse's butt.
Yep.
Um, so to your right, I mean to your front, you see infantry and some cavalry. You don't know exactly what they are. Okay.
Hmm.
Now to your left front, you do see that enemy units are cresting the hill.
Okay.
Okay.
I see cavalry.
Yeah, you see
I see cavalry.
potentially,
Those look like they could be they're the spear or javelins, maybe.
right? We don't know.
Uh, yeah, no, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
from
no, no.
looking
I'm
at it,
just that.
yeah,
That's the whole point.
they have shields and sticks.
Yes. So what did
What kind?
you had wanted to basically just march forward, correct? Is that right? At a marching rate,
Yeah. So
or
what I so what I would like is cavalry there on the left like afraids me a little bit. So I'm thinking, are the archers in range to shoot at the cavalry?
let's. I need to make a measurement of that. Definitely the javelin or not. Let me
No,
see.
no, no. Yeah, no. I wouldn't expect them
Hold
to.
on, I
Yeah.
have my chart here. These are composite bows. Six. So 12. It's only 12 inches, okay? Just roughly. You would know this. You would know your range. So it's
Yeah.
only like 12. These are not longbows. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on a second. Oop. I'm supposed to be seeing that far. All right. Let me unshare real quick. No, you're definitely outside of view, okay?
Okay. They're definitely sort of outside range. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you just want to kind of come up. Do
Cool.
you want to
Yeah.
oblique at all? Do you want to go oblique left or right at all?
No. So for now, I would
Mm-hmm.
like to just slowly push forward with everybody.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the archers and the I'm more worried sort of like about like I'm more worried about the archers, the spearmen, then the javelins, and then finally my rear guard. Like they can, if they don't move at all, I'm kind of okay with that.
okay. So pretty
But it's
much
mostly get the archers, and ideally, if we can
these
get the
your hidalgos are slower because of their armor. They're a little bit
yeah,
slower.
yeah, that's
But
fine.
do you
Yeah.
want to go to do you want to go to the full march rate of your front two lines and then keep the hidalgo,
No,
or just
no. With the front two lines, like I wanna sort of like slowly walk essentially.
okay? So you're just gonna march.
Um,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna
It's
go
just
all 2 inches basically. Really, is what it's
yeah,
gonna look
and
like.
if at any point the archers are within range of the cavalry, or then you would just start shooting.
Okay.
If the javelins get shot at, I want them to retreat. Like if they have bowmen and they start hitting my javelins, I want
Mm-hmm.
the javelins to get out of there quickly.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll take care of that. All right. So
But otherwise, just kind of sort of general advance, and we'll see what the enemy does for
okay.
now.
All right. All right. Cool.
Slowly but surely.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay. I got everything for turn one. Okay. I don't think we have any. You don't see any missiles firing yet. But let me move things forward. I've moved all the Castilians, and I'm about to move all the Almoravids. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me see. No, I got everything I need. Okay. So I'm just gonna go mute for just a short bit. You're welcome to talk to each other a
Mhm.
little bit, and it shouldn't take me very long. I think we've lost Robert. Let me just message him. He can. All right. Let me update his, and then we'll be up shortly. All right. So 4 inches on these. I think I've got everybody updated. All right, so before we continue, let me just double check one little thing. I just need to see if any of either team's archers are firing yet. Hold on. Oh, there's a short bow. Okay, there's a short bow. Spear. Okay, yeah, there is no firing yet. Okay. All right, so both sides have seen the forces in front of them move forward, not too heavily, but I'm going to give each of you another view, and we will do turn two. Okay, let me save what I've done so far, and we will speed up as we go here, everybody. Okay, I'm going to start with Elijah. I'm just going to go down the name list here. I'm going to start and show you directly what you see. Take your orders and do your orders immediately, okay? So let me I'm going to call you, Elijah. Just go over to the new call and then hop back over when we're done. Hey, Elijah, how you doing? Can you hear me okay, Elijah?
Yeah.
Okay, as far as... I'm going to describe it and then I'll show it if you want to hear it, okay? The infantry body in front of you has definitely moved up a reasonable amount.
Are, are they off the hills?
They are not off the hills. They're about halfway through it, and you are seeing a few more. So I will show you that real quick.
Well, the infantry are gonna leave their hills, so they'll just wait for them, mow them down when they get down.
Okay. Why is that? There we go. Okay, so this is what you see to the left and right of you, okay? This is your left view. You're seeing more spearmen, okay? And you're also seeing some light cavalry coming down the center, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. To your right angle, your fellow countrymen have marched forward. The infantry has marched forward. The enemy looks like cavalry has moved forward. Looks like they have some other light cav in the middle. Otherwise, it looks like spearmen and javelin men of a light or medium nature in the middle. Okay. What would you like to do? I'm going to turn off the view.
I guess we advance to meet the main enemy. Let them know that there's like infantry and like cavalry coming on the flanks. I guess hold on, I'll leave my crusaders.
I'll let him know. So, okay, so let me talk about each of your units. You have your front line consists of 2 bodyguards and 2 caballero villanos, which are basically like they're still heavy. And then your rear line is foreign crusaders. What would you like to do with your front line? As far as
Well, I'll like them have them advance to meet the main enemy and have the crusaders stay on the
and
rear of
protect
my ally.
and you want them to and you want the crusaders to kind of wheel left a little bit to kind of protect the main. You want them to kind of position themselves between the right wing, the enemy's right wing, and your main body. Is that right?
Yeah, because I don't want the light cavalry charging behind
So how far would you like your cavalry front line to go? Probably the full
will they be
hustle.
able?
They can do a full hustle, which is basically a quick march. They can basically gallop and not charge.
How close would I get to them?
Let me look at one thing. Let me see.
Wait, I'll turn. I'm just asking. I don't want to like go out there and get slaughtered because
You can go. You're gonna go roughly 12 inches. So that's roughly half the distance, maybe a little bit less than half the distance, at least. But you have no idea what type of artillery they have or missiles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
I will just go for that hustle.
a hustle, the maximum hustle. Yeah, I'll
At
do it.
least I can panic the enemy.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna do that right now while we're doing this because I don't think
We're
I'm.
knights of God after all. We don't fear Muslims.
Right there you go. Okay. All right. So I don't think that they're gonna.
Petty things like arrows. They're not even real.
Okay, so for that front line, do you want their and you're going to pull up the Crusaders to basically go to the left of that front cavalry line, right, to protect its flank? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not. I
basically,
don't
yeah.
think I'm going to go the whole hustle. Just you'll see why here in a second.
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
gonna.
matter. Long as they're good. Hmm?
I'll use some of my own local logic, if I'll call it local logic, okay,
Yeah,
Commander.
sorry. As long as they're like protecting
Yeah,
against that
exactly.
like cavalry coming from the mountains, that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like it'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure my crusaders could destroy their cavalry.
I'm actually going to pull your other line back just a little bit. Okay.
And I imagine it'll take the infantry a bit to form up to attack the flanks.
I believe so as well. I think you're fine. I think I've positioned it fine. Okay. I think we're done. I'm going to move over to Javi and we'll go from there. Okay.
Alright,
Hey, Javi. You there?
All right. Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, so you see on your left, you see your fellow cavalryman. He's moving forward his front line. He's made a longer line in the front with his bodyguard as well as his Caballero Villanos. And
Mm-hmm.
he's moved his foreign crusaders, which were his second line, towards
Mm-hmm.
what appears to be javelin men and cavalry and light cavalry coming from the far right wing of the enemy's right wing, your left wing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's trying
I
to
see it.
protect. He's making a strong front line, and then he's protecting his front line.
Okay. So is he like
Yeah,
crossing
I'll show you.
across me?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna give you just a quick view of what you see over there. And this is basically his full move done. We're kind of doing a half you go, we go here.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to do it fully simultaneously, but I think we're gonna have to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
yeah.
what
So
you
it's kind
see.
of sort of almost yeah. So it's almost like crossing across me. Okay. That's
Right, and,
perfectly
and
fine.
and I think that actually
I'm
goes pretty well. I don't know if he, I mean, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but you can probably just go a march and still. He's
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
trying
And
to
just
threat.
kind of
He's trying to threaten the main center there,
yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. The feet in
just
detail. I
right.
like the way he's thinking.
All right,
All
so
right. Cool.
here
Cool.
though
Cool.
you are seeing that. I mean, he's got some light cavalry coming at you on your right, and you don't have any other
Mm-hmm.
surprises over here. You don't see anything in this area. You
Yeah.
you see spearmen, light cavalry, what appears to be camel heads in the back. So, and there's some you can't really tell. It's more like a medium infantry to on his right side in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah.
you like to do? Just continue to march forward? I don't think you're definitely not in
Um.
range yet. You're not in range of firing yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you can
Just
hustle if
start.
you'd rather. If you want to hustle,
Is
you
this
know
like a,
you're
like?
okay. So here's another thing. I'll just give you this hint, and
Mhm.
I'll give the other side the same
Yeah.
hint. If you hustle, you're not gonna be able to attack, but you'll at least
Okay.
go twice as fast. So you can go at least 4 inches if you want.
Ah.
Do you want to go ahead and
No. No.
hustle?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just
How far do I know more or less how far out of my range of my bows are? Like, are they way out of range? Are they a
these
bit
are
out of
short
range?
bows. These are not
Okay.
long
Yeah.
bows. They're not composites either. I re-looked at the sheets. They're short bows. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we're way out of range here, basically. We're
Yeah.
good.
I
You're
mean,
just
you'll
saying.
know that it's about 10 inches. It's
Okay,
not
yeah.
very good. Yeah. And
Okay,
then
yeah.
the
Okay.
javelins are roughly only like 4 inches. No, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 inches. They're not very good. Yeah, they're about
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
two base widths, if that gives you a better indicator.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so
No, then
I'm
I
gonna go ahead and
want.
move you forward then. Oop,
Yeah,
hold on.
I want everybody then to just kind of stay in formation, advance slowly, and then as soon as like I don't mind the rest of the army that much right now, but I want the archers and then the javelin men to slowly make their way up and start encroaching and on that light cavalry and see if we can like take
Do
some
you want to go
swipes
ahead
at it.
and do you want to scooch right then? You can scooch right. You have a good 15-degree leeway there. So do you want to
Yeah,
echelon right a
yeah,
little bit? Okay,
yeah,
I'll do
yeah,
that.
if possible, yeah.
I'll do that. I just did that for you.
Again,
Okay.
I'm more worried about sort of like my skirmishers right now to get them in the like getting my skirmishers stuck in as quickly as possible, and then the rest of the army I'm not as bothered right now.
Okay, I think
If
you're
that
good.
makes sense.
So I did you as a march there, so you're not accruing any disorder or anything like that. So you're still in good.
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 yeah, no, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your whole
Nice and
body is still
nice
in
and
good order.
easy.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Robert, and that will be the end of. I'll tell you if anything else happens in the turn. Okay.
Fantastic.
All
Yeah,
right.
sounds good.
So just to give everybody an update, I've got all the Castilian orders, and I've done everything for them. Almoravids vids are going right now, so I will be right back. Okay, when I'm done with Robert. Hey, just a quick update that I'm working with Robert still on his orders, but should be done pretty quickly here. Okay, be right back. Okay, I think we're ready. I'll go directly with each of you. You do not see any missile firing, but there are certain things getting closer. Okay, so I'm gonna directly call each of you individually, and then I have Robert just staying in the Almoravid chat text area because he can only chat by text right now anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you individually, and we'll keep things going forward. Things are progressing, and you'll see. Hey, Elijah, can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you an updated view here. Okay, I'm going to give you a left view first, and then I'll share and give you a right view. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is what you're seeing to the left. Okay, you see two horse archer units. You see two lines of javelin, and you see what appears to possibly be a commander in the middle. Okay, this is what you see in front of your foreign crusaders. All right.
Alright.
So far, you have not seen any missile fire, but you feel like that's going to start happening soon. Okay. Now, to your right, you've seen that the main infantry body has moved forward. Okay.
Yes.
Nothing too crazy formation change differences from the middle.
Alright.
Now, what you are seeing on the far right wing of the Castilians, your army, is that they have horse archer. They have. Let me see.
Where's Archer?
They look like they have javelin. You don't know. You can't tell. There's
Alright.
like
Oh, that's
you can
fine.
say they're kind of like they're at least they're light or medium cavalry. You don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do with your front line?
Can I have the right charge into the infantry right next to me?
This side right here or this side?
Yeah. No, the main side with all the guys. The charge and straight in.
No, you cannot. And the reason you cannot is that you only have a certain amount of leeway for a charge. You have like about that much of a degree leeway. Now let's see what you could do. Let me see what the distance is for March. You can attack them, but
What
you might
about
not get.
yeah, what about the general's bodyguard? Can they charge?
They're in the center here. They're not gonna. Let me see what their charge distance is. Hold on. They can charge the infantry body, but they is that what you're asking to do? The main body, or these guys
Yeah.
are okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying.
Sorry, I
I
should probably be clear.
sorry, that was my fault. Let's see. I'm just looking at your troops. Let's see. What is your max distance on them? I don't think you're gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
All right, then I'll do
I mean,
instead.
probably. I would think. Again, they're just creeping up, so you might have to just. I would say probably if you want to charge them the next turn, you're probably gonna want to at least march forward, if not hustle forward.
Well, I think all that cavalry coming from the hill, I should probably then turn my
Okay,
line
you want to at
around.
least you want to wheel the left portion of your front line at least.
Just two of the
Yeah.
units, not
Okay.
all of
Yeah,
them.
you can reposition yourself like this, or even move forward like
Yeah,
this or something like that. How about
those
that?
two. That's it. Keep the others.
So basically, you're positioning yourself to be able to charge.
Yeah.
Okay. And then these
Well,
guys,
they probably charged me down the hill, which is okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Infantry usually, I don't think infantry's going to get to you at that point. Okay, I think
All
you're
right.
safe. I'll reposition it. I'll. Yeah, these guys aren't going to hit you. I don't think. Let's see. This is a little
All
meta
right.
gamey, but I really don't think they're going to hit you. No, they're definitely not going to hit you. They're not going to be able to have enough. Now,
Well,
I wouldn't
all
get
right.
much closer if you don't want to get. If you, they don't really have an impact. They don't have an impact either. So they can
Yeah.
charge into you, but they might not want to because you have a lot more power. All right. You have more armor and you have more
Yeah. I'll
attack.
have those two cavalry that are near the main line just advance a small bit.
So you just want to do a march. Okay, up to a
Yeah.
march. Let's see what his march is. Their march is 6 inches, so just 6 inches forward for these guys. But yeah, no, he didn't want to do that. barrels on these lances. That's why it's.
I'm pretty sure the enemy has more cavalry. They're probably behind that hill.
Okay, so you've marched forward. You should be fine on your flank here. These guys will, if
Alright.
anything comes near here, these guys are gonna probably have a zone of control, if you will. As a matter of fact, I can probably move them over a little bit,
Um,
something like that. Is that good? All right, now these guys, what are you gonna do with your French? Excuse me, your foreign crusaders?
uh, are they in javelin range?
I don't know if they have. They do not have. They do not have missiles.
Alright, then just maintain them.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'll just equidistance him. All right, I think we're good.
Alright.
All right.
All right, here we go. Turn.
Mhm.
Are we on turn 3?
Say that again.
This is turn 2.
Okay. So we're up to.
Yeah. All right. And then you are. Actually, this is turn 3. You've given me 2 moves, I think. All right. So, what would you like to do on the right? Let me give you the view.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see is that
Mm-hmm.
you have some light horse to your right, or approaching you on the right.
Okay.
They have not released any javelins yet, or short bows. I
Yeah.
can't remember what these guys have. You actually probably will see it at this point. Where are you? They have composite bows. So that's. Give me a second. I have a chart for that. That's 12 inches. So they are not quite close enough. Let me just verify that. Alright, they're just out of range.
For charge, you mean?
Actually, they might fire at you. Hold on.
Hmm?
Not quite. No, not quite. But they will once you go in range. So I mean, if you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
get, I mean, you see them coming forward, right? So this is kind of we got to kind of somewhat judge this simultaneously, right? So if you move
Yeah.
forward, they're gonna probably fire at you. But that's, I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
So do you want to still move forward?
No. So then, if possible, I'd like to stay still, and then can the can I do the
These guys are
for the
slightly out of
javeliners?
range. These
Yeah.
guys only have like a 4 inch range. These guys have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10 inch.
Can they are they in skirmish order? Do they need to like
They're
pivot, or can they
already
just kind of?
they're considered loose infantry or
Okay.
um,
So then what I would say is,
so in other words, these guys could move through them if
yeah.
you needed to or anything like that. And as a matter
So
of
I'm
fact,
thinking
go ahead.
if the archers and the javelins sort of stay a little bit where they are,
Okay,
and then the javelins on the right pull back, and the spearmen sort of take their place.
we can
Shield
just
sub ready
exchange
to
them.
take the charge.
We can
Yeah,
exchange
shield
them. That's
sub
good.
ready. Yeah, shield sub ready to take the charge, basically, and even if
So you want
as
these guys
close
up
as
here?
yeah, basically as close as the spearmen can get to the cavalry while still kind of retaining order and shields up, and you know what I mean. Like
Okay, that's
they
about
gotta be
four
ready to
inches.
take.
It's about
Yeah,
4 inches.
they got yeah they gotta be ready to take the charge, basically,
Okay.
right?
Yep, that's fine.
Um, so like I don't want them disordered. I want
As a
them
matter of
nice and
fact,
ready for that
let's see
charge.
if they're well. If they want to exchange moves like that, then they're gonna have to use all their movement. So they're not gonna be actually ready, but they will get a bonus as spearmen. They will get a
Okay,
bonus
yeah.
against the charge. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then push them as far forward as possible without getting disordered, basically, while still maintaining
That's about
proper
where you're
rank
at.
discipline.
Based on what we just said, that's about where you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're not going to get too much. You're
Yeah.
not going
Yeah.
to get
That's
too
fine.
much
And
stroke here.
then and then if the archers and everybody is sort of standing still, and then if the archers can kind of pull back a little bit, and everybody else can just sort of, and yeah, if the archers can pull back a little bit, and the sort of the javelins can kind of push forward a little bit on the left, and that's it. We'll wait to see what these guys do.
So you'll close order here a little bit. Do you want to pull these guys up here a little bit like this too?
Yeah.
Alright,
That
alright.
sounds about right. Yeah, and then if the javelins can push up a bit on the left,
We'll just do it a base width.
yeah, just a little bit.
Darn it.
Yeah, that seems perfect. And then we'll see if he charges his light cav into
Do you want the
the
Galgos to
spearmen.
just move, at least move up? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the rear guard slowly making their way.
Yeah, we don't.
Can I take a peek at what's going on over on the left flank? Has my
Yep, I'll
fellow
give you
kind
a
of
shot,
divided
but
his
let me
forces?
give you a more regulated
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
All right. So what
Okay, so
you
there's
see to your
enemies.
left is
Yeah, so there's enemies. Yeah,
he's
there's kind of enemies
repositioned.
coming up the hill. Okay.
Yeah, he's not moved the Foreign Crusaders on the back left. He's still here. He's kind of wheeled his left line in a way to protect his flank. Okay, because he didn't know how much was coming over.
I
Okay,
have a
he's
feeling I'm
basically
gonna turn into a
protected.
box in a
This
minute.
was the protection. Now he's protected his protection because it's
Fair enough.
yeah. Is that cool?
Hmm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly happy with that. So yeah,
Okay, so I
if they
still
can, yeah,
think
everybody just kind of
everybody's
stand their
still
ground and
slightly everybody's still slightly
yeah,
out of range. All right. So
kill that cavalry. I'm
yep.
hoping he'll charge the cavalry in, trap him with the spears, and then that would give us so much more like mobility.
Okay.
That'd be great.
All right.
Cool.
Back
Right,
on,
looking
back on.
good. I hope.
Okay, so I think we're at the end of. Hold on a second. Turn 2. There hadn't been any firing on either side yet, but you're really close to it. You're feeling like people are about to start unleashing. All right, so I'm kind of doing a random order here. I originally was going to try to do this as entirely simultaneous, but I kind of have to play it by ear here a little bit. All right, so I'm kind of doing a random order of operation. But I'll take into account, try as much as possible to make it simultaneous feeling. All right, so we're gonna start again. I'm giving the Almoravids the first go here at turn 3. We are on turn 3 officially. Okay, everybody good? And I will be back shortly to get your turn 3 reactions. Okay.
All right.
I'll be right back.
That sounds good.
Ah.
you there?
Yep. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be done.
I know. I just wanted to say something. When you go into whatever discussion, can you call me on this account, not the other one?
Yep, that's fine. We'll do. Are you in a better position now?
Yeah, I just woke up, basically, had my breath and all
That's
that.
fine. Are you on West Coast?
Coast,
I'm sorry. Where are you at?
East Coast.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Sorry. I was just okay. You're just a later waker upper. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. All
yeah.
right. All right. So I'm just updating his units right now in turn
Alright.
3. Okay, and there is gonna be some firing, but I'm gonna let you do your moves before that happens. Okay, so hold on a second. Just moving a few things, and I'll start to talk to you both here in a moment. Okay, these guys are moving up. Okay, I am going to you both see horse archers unleashing or about to unleash on you on both flanks, and I'll show you exactly what you see. But
Wow.
this part will happen simultaneously, so you can if you you're gonna be you are gonna they're gonna get their firing on you no matter what, but you're able to at least try to charge them if you want. But I'm gonna contact you directly now. Okay.
Alright.
All right. I'll start with you,
Thank you.
battalion. Okay. Let me show you what you see on the left wing here. You do see the horse archers unleashing on you. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. We'll see how good a shot they are. All right. All right. So on this side, you have these archers are opening up on you. You can do whatever you want and order whatever you want now, and that's gonna still happen no matter what
The
simultaneously. Okay.
archers, I feel like if I charge them, they're just gonna run away.
They definitely will. They will recoil, and
Would I be able to charge through the horse archers to another unit?
you won't be able to get through them, and you definitely won't be able to get past them because they have influence there, right?
Uh,
So you're not going to be able to skirt them. Now you could, I mean, you could either charge them or you would have a
yeah, charge infantry with spears on the hill. That'll go good.
you want both of these units to charge these.
Nah, what I want to do is maybe I don't really know because the horse archers can catch up to heavy cavalry.
So
I guess
they're going to annoy you. You have pretty good armor. Okay, I'll tell you that. So they're gonna no matter what you're gonna get fired on. So really,
so
I mean, just as a hint, I would stick to what you want to do. Like, so what is your general intention on this flank? Really is the question.
I don't know. Do infantry get a bonus for charging down?
They will. But
Yeah,
you'd have to be pretty close to the hill. Like if you went right up to them and didn't charge them, they'll get a bonus. You're gonna have you're gonna have a reduced chance. Normal, like if you charge right now, you're not gonna get your normal charge bonus, and you're probably getting additional negatives as well.
I'll get slaughtered at
You're
that.
probably not gonna do that great going up that hill. No.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I should like give ground to them and pull the cavalry back a bit.
Okay. All
And
right.
what I'm gonna
So
do on that other flank, I want to charge into
how
those
far?
javelin.
Let me ask you, how far back? How far? Where do you want these guys to end up?
Maybe just I don't know, a
They
couple
can
inches
go up
away.
to. Let me tell you. I don't mind telling you. They can go up to. They can go up to 6 inches in any direction and end up in any direction. So in other words, if they
Well, I'll
wanted
just send them 6 inches back, I guess.
these guys, okay. So you just want them kind of like maybe like that.
A little further. That's good, yeah.
And do you want
Because
these guys to line up with them, or what would you like to do with the
they
rest of these?
they can I'm thinking
I
is
guess
actually
these guys can basically go
turning.
6 degrees any direction you
Well,
want.
I'm
As
thinking
6
about
inches.
turning them to face the main body,
Okay.
and
And getting
how
up.
far are they to a charge? Like, because I
Well,
want to charge into their skirmishers.
so here's the thing. With a charge, you can't turn like that. Now,
Alright.
you
Then
can
I'll just have
hustle. You can hustle, which would get you a good 12 inches further. Now, you can, if you hustle, you can go about 12 inches in that direction. You might, if that's your intention, you might as well go ahead and start doing it.
yeah, then I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, so you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna basically
What
go.
about the other cavalry?
So these guys are hustling towards the main body and giving them something to think about very heavily.
Yeah.
Okay, is that about?
I'm gonna freak them out. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, hold on.
What about the guys on the right?
These guys right here. What would you like to do?
I want them to.
You can probably. You could probably charge somebody if you wanted to. Let's go look at that.
I want to try to charge those skirmishers, or at least like maybe the archers.
You have 18 inches if you charged, so let's take a look at that. Ah, you got them. If you want to charge here, you can. You could charge.
Would I be able to also fall back, or would I have to wait a turn?
That's the thing. You'd have to wait a turn, and you'll be disordered as well. So just to kind of keep that in mind, like if you charge, you're gonna be disordered.
I don't know how those guys can stand up against those spears.
Now, what I can also do is I can get these guys.
What?
No, these. I can let you charge these guys.
Yeah,
I think
I'll have them charge.
I think that's. Let's make sure you're in range. You got it on this unit. You're not you're not gonna quite get there on the other units.
Alright, yeah, then I'll have that unit charge into the skirmishers. I can at least.
You want
maybe.
You want these guys to charge this?
No, the guys in the back.
Those
guys. The barbers, yeah.
Okay.
Barbers.
Alright. I think you got it. I'm gonna get it because they're.
No. And maybe he'll be surprised by the aggressive attack.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't even have a lot of infantry. I could probably. Am I allowed to be seeing this? I realize I'm getting like a whole overhead of the whole battle.
No.
Like,
okay.
It's alright.
Alright. So that's your moves there. You're charging their right. These guys are moving into better position to charge. They're basically positioning to charge again. And this is what you see here. Okay?
Yeah. That's fine.
Alright.
Alright. I'll let you go and talk to the others now.
Alright.
Hello.
Hey, give me 1 second. I need to pull in some dice because there's stuff flying around now. Okay. Okay, so there is some firing over here. Just need to resolve something while we're.
Mm-hmm.
What is your armor class there? No, he does not cause any damage on the Foreign Crusaders. Alright, so you see some missiles firing off on your left flank, and they did not do any damage. One barrage hits the Foreign Crusaders, but it just sticks in their armor. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so they were fired upon, that's it. You are being fired upon on the right.
By the horse archers.
Horse archers, and they're going for your special spearmen. Each of those gets
worst target to go for. Do their wait? Do their bows have longer range than mine?
Yes, they do.
No. Oh, even though they're horse archers. Okay.
Yeah. They have.
Fair enough.
What is your armor class?
Damn infidels and their superior technology.
Right. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, it's just a slight difference in distance. That's it. The problem is that the other guys, your guys have short bows.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like we're just gonna have to run up with
It's
the
just the way
with
that
the
the order
guy.
of battle was. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It makes sense. Like I'm fairly sure at this particular point in time they had like they did have that sort of superior technology going on.
Horse archers. Which ones are horse archers? Okay, so Leon actually. Where is there? One second. Okay, those are the horse archers. I'm missing. I'm actually missing a unit. Hold on a second.
No, it's fine. Yeah, my Discord did a thing. We're good.
There's actually 4 here, bud. Sorry, I was missing one of the horse archers for them. All right. Make sure I didn't just. Where are there? There's something wrong with this. Okay, there's the cavalry. Where are their Berber? Ah, the Berber archers on the front. Okay. Sorry. They don't have that. That's not there. Sorry. Alright. So the Berber cavalry is the one that's firing. Okay, he does have composite. It's only the one unit that has the composite. These guys do not have bows. This guy does. All right, so it's only one firing at you.
Okay.
All right. I'm not sharing yet, right? Okay, yeah, okay. All right. So there is one hit on this unit. Bear with me. Color tint. Come on. Make it a little smaller. Okay, now we'll share. Okay. So you've been peppered. Your special spearman 2 has been peppered by composite bows from one of these cavalry units. Excuse me. That's about it. You have 2 cavalry without missiles here. One has missiles. They appear to be similar in armor as well, so they're probably considered loose mounted. You are still outside of range here by a slight bit. Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
I like my Discord crashed for a second. Could you show me that again, please?
These guys are slightly out of
What's up with my
range.
computer today?
You see that their cavalry has charged the left flank has charged the I don't know what those are called. Go look that up. I think those are Andalusian spearmen. We can look. Oh, those are the Berbers. Yeah, they're basically spearmen. Okay. So your cavalry's started to charge on the left, but they've held their ground. As a matter of fact, they've pulled back a little bit from this side because they didn't want to get charged by the infantry over there. Okay. They felt like they didn't want to. They didn't. They've sent you a message that there are these troops coming over the hill, and that they've kind of occupied the high ground there. They don't want to go up against spears up the high ground.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. So my Discord has crashed completely, so I've closed it, and I'm now on the web version on Chrome. So hopefully this works. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it fine.
You have,
what would you like to do on the right here?
Okay. So one unit has bows, right?
Which ones? One of these units has. You saw one of them fire. That's all.
Yeah. One of them has bows. Not sure which one, but one of them does. Okay, that's cool. And then, okay, so my buddy on the left is doing things.
He's doing things to aggravate them there.
as he should.
Yeah,
very proud.
I mean, he's kind of protecting himself as well. He's protecting
and there's a big contingent of enemy on the left, so that's problematic. Okay, so
go ahead.
Could I? Well, first things of most importance. The archers should push forward at good pace, I guess.
Like a hustle.
Push forward and start shooting at the nearest cavalry.
Okay, so they're only going to be able to march and fire, so that's only a base width, and I don't know if it's going to do it enough. Hold on.
Okay, well, if it's not this turn, it'll be the next, so we'll get there.
I'm going to go ahead and just pick that.
Yeah, fine. And then I want the spearmen to push forward as well. Again, at good order, basically. Don't want them to overextend themselves too much.
These guys
shields held high.
All these guys on the right.
Yeah, all of those guys on the right. Shields held high. The usual.
Darn it. This is the problem with Tabletop Simulator. Do you just want to march or hustle?
I don't want them to sort of disorganize themselves. I want them to be ready to take a charge if it comes to that.
Well, if they hustle, they won't. They just can't attack. So they can go 4 inches if you want. If you want to push them forward, you can.
Okay, yeah. As long as that doesn't disorganize them or make them weaker in any way.
No, it won't. It's just they can't attack. Then that's. What about these guys? These guys are going to come up too.
Yes. Same thing. Yeah. Let's push up and let's sort of like threaten this.
And you can see all this.
Actually, hang on. Wait. Do I want to? Yeah. I will do that for now.
You're basically just trying to push them away, which it should do. Let's see if you're in range, though. So you're definitely not in javelin range yet there, but let's see if you are in...
The nearest, yeah.
Yes, you are. Okay, so you can actually fire both of these units on that cav.
Oh, yeah. Pew, pew.
Let's go ahead and just resolve that. You got one hit. You rolled a 20 on it. Alright.
Is ammunition a concern, or are we just going to assume to have enough for
if you roll a natural 1, it is a concern. You have enough. That's just the way the rules are. I mean, it's as good as
that's fine. Yeah. So they can run out. It's just unlikely, but they can. Okay, that's good.
You definitely see that you bloodied them a little bit. But
cool.
Here's the thing. You immediately see them recoil.
Pull back. Okay.
Okay. And they do not get hit. Okay.
That's fine. Cool. And then if the javelin men can sort of march up behind the spears.
Yeah, they can hustle up there.
Yeah, they can hustle. Yeah, and then on the left.
Do you want them to be like this or like this?
Yeah, more closer to one another. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And then on the left, if just push up just generally kind of push up.
Basically 4 inches.
Push up. Everybody. Yeah, just march everybody up.
Well, we'll hustle them up. They're not going to attack.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And then
hustle these guys too.
Yeah, and then if I can kind of bring up myself, sort of like right to where the that
That's
basically.
about right. Okay, then that's
About
basically
it,
what you
yeah,
see. Okay,
close as possible. But yeah, that's otherwise that's
because
perfect.
that's the end of your turn 3. That's the end of their turn 3. We need to resolve these charges. I will go resolve the charges with Elijah real quick. Okay, looking
Okay,
good.
cool.
It's so far so good.
Yeah,
All right.
looking good. Hopefully, we'll defeat those in detail, and then we can move on to defeat the second.
Okay. Okay, I'm just resolving your charge now. Um, and that's pretty much it for this turn. Hold on 1 second. So you have. Is their armor? Hmm. Okay. You definitely got one hit. Okay, so that's for that. You get. You're charging as well. Get one more hit. And over here. And no. You got one more hit over here. Okay, so from what you can tell, Elijah, you had a pretty good hit against the javelin on from your left bodyguard unit. The central one did some damage, but it's not as much. They didn't do as well as the other one, but you see the Berbers are getting slaughtered in the middle. All right, everybody here. Are you here too? Um,
We're,
I'm sorry. Say that again, Elijah.
I said we were all here. The
Okay.
other guy left.
Okay. Yeah, I've just left. I just have had him stay in that room for now. Okay, things are progressing. You've hit in the center. You've hit their Berber infantry to a degree. Not as well as you would have liked. They defended ferociously, if you will. On the far left, your foreign crusaders did avoid getting damage from the horse archers. The horse archers did hit, but they did not penetrate your armor. Right, so you got a bunch of arrows stuck in your shields at this point. Okay, we are officially at the start of turn 4, and this is actually when your reserves are going to enter the board. Okay.
Convenient.
So let me determine if they're coming from which side they're coming from. Okay, this side. Okay. All right. So they equally conveniently have come to the left of your camp. So you will see these guys
You
coming on
haven't
board.
been screen sharing. I mean,
No, I only ever directly give you your view. Okay, so I'll give your view here in a moment.
no, it's fine. I'm
Um,
just saying.
all right, so those guys are coming on, and I'll start to give y'all your individual views. I'm going to start with I'm gonna start with the Almoravids. Okay, so they're gonna go first, and then it'll be Javi, and then it'll be Elijah. Okay, so
Alright.
we're in turn 4. Um, Also, in the very far distance, you see a few things entering on their side as well. Okay, and you'll see that in your individual views as I provide it. Okay. All right. I will ping you directly. It's going to be maybe about 5 or 10 minutes if you want to just take a nature break or whatever. Okay. Hey, just a quick update. We're about halfway done with what we're doing for turn 4. Okay. You do see off in the distance that there is an element of war elephants approaching from the south. Okay, and
War elephant.
with some mounted escorts. Okay, but
Oh,
I'll update you
okay, okay.
individually.
Getting
Okay.
exciting.
Okay. I also need to grab myself a coffee, so take yourself a drink break if you want one. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
almost done. Sorry, it's taking a little longer. I had to take my dog out as well. She was
No
giving me
problem at all.
evil
No
eye.
problem.
All right, should be done shortly. Things are happening in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna bring Elijah into a single chat, and we'll resolve the rest of this turn 4. Okay. Hey Elijah, let me save the game real quick. Just in case, because I got some storms coming in my area. Just in case. Alright, so let me give you your view of what you see. And I appreciate you yelling at me that I was giving you a little, or at least bringing to my attention that I was giving you too much of a view before. So, hold on.
Yeah, it's alright.
The heat of the battle. You were thrown up from your saddle. Alright, so things are getting interesting here. You haven't seen much movement on their left. You do see that it looks like their leader has actually gone up on the hill over here to see better. A little bit too far too. So you see his. You see.
Challenge him to a duel.
You can try to get a message to him.
Yeah, if he wants, I'll challenge him to a duel.
Okay, I can take that into consideration. Hold on a second. It's gonna take a little bit to get that challenge to him. Okay. But if you want to work your way over and give him and taunt him, you know.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I'm good with that. That's fine. That the only thing to beware of is you got horse archers right here. Um, but you can,
Yeah.
you can kind of work your way through that. There's going to be a probability he won't even see it properly. But all right. I'll judge it. All right. Did you want to do anything else with your Crusaders?
Yeah, they can sit there.
Okay,
can
so
taunt the enemies.
these guys did come forward, but again, you know, you're pretty well armored. If you want to stay there, it's fine. Now you do have another commander view now. This is an independent.
Reinforced.
This is El Cid. Okay, this is Campeador, or the champion of the field in Spanish, also known as Al Cid in Moorish Islam. Arabic. So he's a pretty he's a badass guy, and he's got 3 additional caballeros villanos. So these are basically peasant knights, if you will, or non noble knights. It's kind of a unique knight of the period. I do want to point out that you do have a camp. You do have a camp here that is a little bit of a tempting target for the enemy. Just this, you've recently received, just in the past, as you've been traveling with this army to meet this, to the enemy, you do have some gold on hand that might be a little bit tempting to the enemy. Just something to be aware of. Okay. Um, that's about it. So you're not going to move these guys. How would
Yeah,
you
move
like?
the
Where would you like?
reinforcements.
Where would you like El Cid's troops to go?
I like him to go to my guys on the right that are charging into the skirmishers.
So this way, just directly.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so here's another thing you can do, and this is absolutely your choice. You could actually charge them. They
Yeah, let's charge.
Okay, so they will get disrupted. Now here's why it's okay for you, because you have El Campeador. He can keep you. He can reorder you. So this is
Yeah,
a really cool thing about him, is that he can basically reorder you. Now,
have them charge.
and you've already seen that these guys have acted. So I mean, there's a little bit of gaminess there, but they shouldn't be able to hit you if you charge across the field into battle. Basically, all right.
Let's charge
Let's
them.
go ahead and just let's go ahead and just do that for you. It's an interesting battle. That's not what I wanted. I want you to get your charge rate. Where are you, Alvar Ferez? Okay.
I'm willing to sacrifice the camp.
Okay, so you got those guys, and those guys are a 18 inches. All right. Yes, you can see it's not gonna get you back. Now, if somebody attacked you during it, you'd be your armor class would basically be down. Okay, but you feel like you're safe enough. You feel like these guys are blocking you enough that you can do this charge basically. So you're charging all the way across the field, which is very El Cid like. So that's good. You get extra role playing points on that. All right.
I get role playing points.
I'm just saying
I-
you're fitting the character well in coming in and marching, charging a marching column
It's
across the
medieval
field.
tactics, bro.
Right.
It's all about aggression.
All right. So I'm gonna give you a chance that he will. This is gonna be a
Keep
pretty
zooming
low.
out a little too far, man. You gotta keep it towards the table.
Okay. All right. So far, your taunting the enemy commander has not helped. Okay. All right. It you were close. Okay, I'm not gonna give you too much there. All right. That's it. Now, okay, so there's some interesting things that have happened up front here, and you're not going to have a full view of it, okay? All right, what you do see is that their bowmen have turned and fired on your cavalry. Also, due to the skirmish nature of their Berbers, their loose formation, they have an element of cavalry that has come up and forced a withdrawal of your Caballero Veneris 2 element. Your horses are spooked out of their minds by the camels. Okay, they've never these horses in particular have never come up against camels before, so this is just kind of a temporary thing. But they'll get used to them. But for the next few turns, they're not used to these camels, and they're
Alright.
scared as hell of them. All right. Otherwise, you do see that your unit has taken some damage from arrow fire. Okay. So your options at this point are a little. I mean, this is what you see, unfortunately. So you got to kind of, and also
That's
they're in independent. Like if they're engaged right now, these guys are basically acting on their own at this point because you're pretty far away from them. Do you want to do anything about that? You could charge yourself
yeah. I'll
your
charge
your
my
way.
new commander.
Okay, so
I mean,
hmm?
he already moved. I was
you
thinking about having Elsa in charge, but I
well,
realized I
that might
already
be
had
another
him.
turn. That might have to be
Yeah.
another turn. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Uh,
So your unit that is still in contact with the Berbers, you're gonna have to tell me you want to withdraw.
what
Oddly,
about those guys that are like? Because I I haven't. What about those two cavalry? Can they move?
These
The
guys
ones
can
behind the
move.
camels?
They can move over. They can kind of like echelon move, obliquely move over here at a hustle. They can kind of start working their way around. Absolutely, if you want. Do you want them to work their way around?
I want the Crusaders. I was talking about the guys like right in front of the camels. You saw those two cavalry guys that right in front of the
Well,
camels.
they just withdraw. They're disrupted right now.
Oh,
They
I
just
guess
withdraw.
yeah. I'll just have them fall back.
Okay, you're gonna just have these guys fall back
Yeah,
further. Okay, and are you gonna try to actively withdraw this unit?
sure.
Okay, that's gonna you might get they're gonna get a free attack on you, but it might not be the worst idea. I'm just gonna say that because you're kind of you did well, but you didn't repulse them, right? If you want to pull back, we can, but they're gonna get a free attack on you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull back.
All
I'll
right. So let's
sacrifice.
just see what happens. I think it should be okay. Yeah, you're seeing too much. Okay, they do not hit you, so you had a reasonable withdrawal without being hit. Okay, so you want to come in line here, or
Yeah, I'm aligned. That's good. Because once that other guy gets up here, El Cid will
oh,
be
for
able to
bloody hell,
reinforce the attack. I'm kind of surprised my ally hasn't moved at all.
he's been moving up, but he was a little hesitant with the Arab cavalry in front of him.
Like, they're distracted by me right now, I think. And they're horse archers, though, so they can't really do good in a charge. You can't do much about them either.
Right. You can get a
You're
note over to
still...
him if you want to get a note over to him. You can tell him, but
Why you keep showing me the foreman?
okay. All right.
I don't think I have that.
All right.
Yeah, I sent a note over to him to advance or whatever.
Yeah.
Let the Calvin.
Well, what you can do is, yeah, you can just say something like El Cid is here. Move forward,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's it.
Okay. All right. I think that's
I'm
about it.
pretty
You're not.
sure we outnumber him and infantry right in front of
And
us because
now
his other infantry's on the
the
hill.
one thing I will point out is you do see elephants on the horizon.
My men aren't scared of elephants.
They're
They
just scared of
believe in God.
camels.
Yeah, they're scared of camels and not
Yeah.
elephants.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. So I think that's it for you. So you did okay there. I mean you know you got out of it pretty reasonably. Okay. You did pretty well with the charge. It wasn't nearly as good as it could have been, but you know that was the gamble. So hey Javi, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. So you've received a message from your fellow commander.
A runner came
Just
to
giving
find
you
me.
he's giving you an update that El Cid has arrived. So
Mhm.
um
Ooh,
and
good, good, good.
to advance. All right.
Mhm.
He's
Um,
suggesting to
is,
advance.
Ilford is under my control. Is under
It's under his control.
it's under his control. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's good. That makes sense.
Okay, let me just and keep me honest about what views I'm giving you because it's difficult for me to regulate
Yeah, no problem.
myself. It's just so much easier to show you instead of taking images the whole time, though. All
Yeah,
right,
that's
so
fine.
I will say
That's
that a
good.
couple things.
Mhm.
All right, so their horses have pivoted, and they
Are
are
those elephants I see? Oh
yeah.
God. Okay.
You see a war elephant unit and the makings of an escort of some form. Doesn't
Hmm.
look heavily. Doesn't look looks like light to medium cav. Now these you do see these composite the composite bow Berbers as well as the Arab cavalry have flanked you a slight bit.
Yeah.
They are they did th- throw arrows at your spearmen on the right, and they did do some. You do see that some people are down. Okay, everybody else
Okay.
seems intact. That is your view here. You see that they had a breakthrough of their cavalry through their loose Berbers here,
Hmm.
and you saw a withdrawal of the Caballero Vianos, and
Yeah.
they took some hits from a bow unit. Okay,
Okay.
one of their bow units basically turned and got a flank shot out of them. Their other general bodyguards did get hit by the Berbers as well. They got a hit on them as they were withdrawing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So nobody's too horrible right now, and that's your basic view of this area. What would you like to do?
So first things first,
Here's your
I'd like to
here's your
pull back my right flank. I think that's the most important thing right now.
physically move
No,
at
okay.
least
So
this unit.
yeah. So kind of the yeah. So the actually, how close?
Okay,
We can't
so let me
really.
let me let me explain how that works then. All right, so if you
Mhm.
want to have like any type of movement, you're only gonna be able to go back 2 inches, so it's not gonna be that
Okay.
effective. But you can at least turn this whole thing if you want, and then go back.
Yeah. That's what I want. Like if everything can kind of sort of pull back a
Yeah.
little bit and then just turn to face the knights, so that we just don't get completely
Okay,
flanked.
I'm gonna unshare this for just 1 second, and then
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna get that working, and then okay, so that's been taken care of, and the bowman right next to them. What would you like to do with the bowman?
So the bowmen, I'd like to advance towards the cavalry and then fire at the cavalry. Like just basically chase the cavalry. I want them to chase the cavalry away,
Okay, so I
essentially.
think at most, give me 1 second. I need to check one thing in the rule.
To the best of their or do I? Yeah, I suppose so. Because
I don't know
otherwise
if
they're
they're
just
gonna
going
be
to keep
close
peppering me
enough.
forever. No,
Here's
I don't expect them to be, but
let's
yeah, just kind of
so that's
if they
gonna
can sort of
be
move in that direction, you know.
yeah. Okay, so you might as well. I don't think a march is gonna do it.
Hmm.
Let me just move them as a march first. And,
Yeah. Like also, yeah, if they can stay sort of relatively close to the spearmen in such a way that
yeah,
like
they
the
will.
that the cavalry doesn't have like a direct, you know, what I mean, like I don't want to sort of stick my archers out in the open and then just get them run down by like that would be disastrous.
Okay, you're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to hustle these guys if that's what your intention is. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to fire this round, but
That's fine.
I'll try not to expose your flank too badly. But I don't think anybody can charge you there. All right, so you've basically. Do you see this? Yeah. All right. So you've pivoted enough to protect yourself a bit. You've brought the bowman
Okay.
up. You brought the bowman up at a say that 10 times fast. Um, all right. Do you want to move the Hidalgo up at least just to kind of keep him going?
Yeah. And then if the Hidalgos can just push up as much as they can, the javelins on the left, if they can push up as much as they can, sort of towards the big enemy clump, and then just keep moving, and then once they get close, just start peppering. And if the spearmen on the left can also push up a bit as well to the best,
So
sort of
basically, this
yeah,
whole
what remaining ordered. Like I don't want anybody to overextend themselves too much, essentially.
all right. So we'll just move him up a base with. Tabletop simulator is fun sometimes. Do you want to? You can probably shore these guys up if you want.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Could I have another peek just before we go?
Am I sharing to you?
Oh no, you're not sharing.
I was, but hold on, let me do it again. Can you see it?
Oh,
Can you
I
see it
can't see
now?
anything.
All
It's
right.
not showing anything. It's
All
just
right.
like the screen is just beige.
I don't understand what's going on there, but I did everything you said.
Okay, that's
There's
fine. I
nothing.
trust you.
Let me just make sure I haven't done anything outright stupid here for you. But hold on a second. Let me
Yeah.
stop sharing.
The only other thing I suppose is if the two rightmost units of Hidalgos on the bottom right can
Right.
just kind of sort of like pivot a little bit towards the cavalry, maybe,
Yep.
just so that if the cavalry continues to go around, they're ready. That would be my only thing.
Yeah, they'll just turn the line just a
Yes.
little bit. All right. I
Yeah, to
got it.
just pivot to the right, to the kind of sort of right, make a line with the spearmen basically.
Okay, I
So regarding
that's
the
it.
flank. Cool.
Okay, so no other significant damage to speak of, and yeah, your far left seems to be holding. El Cid's about up to your Hidalgo line. They're charging forward across the field to the center, so they're coming up to
Okay.
try to help hold the main
Yeah, that's
body.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Fantastic.
Okay, we are officially up to turn 5. Give me 1 second because I want to roll one thing. Okay. Alright, so this time. Oop, hobby drop. Go ahead and do the Almoravid. Okay, I'm going to do the Almoravid's turn 5. Okay. And I should be back in about. I'm gonna try to time limit him to 10 minutes. We've been kind of going over it a little bit. All right. So I should be back in about 10 minutes. I'll try to keep it exactly to that time, and we'll go from there. All right.
Come on.
Okay. I have finished with Almoravid turn 5.
Okay.
I am going to.
Alright.
I'll do Elijah's turn 5, and can you hear me okay, Elijah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, so on the far left, the enemy commander has just given you a what appears to be the Islamic form of an expletive with his fingers. he's not
So
he's
that
not moved to
he's not interested.
no. All right, so that's I don't know how to express that any differently, but they haven't moved significantly. The horse archers are kind of still moving in a way to pepper you. They did try to pepper the foreign crusaders, but that was to no effect. Okay, so
They haven't
basically
been
not.
effective at all.
Well, right, exactly. Well, you're pretty well armored, and they're not getting lucky. So that's that.
That's fine with me.
Okay, let me. Okay, so that's that. So I'm not even going to visually show that. But okay, so what I will do is give you a visual view from El Cid, and we will see what you want to do there.
Are El Cid's men braver than mine? Can they charge the camels?
Well, they can get up there. I don't think they can hit them. As a matter of fact, let's. You're pretty far away from your men now, so there's going to be a little bit of a. It's going to be a little bit of potential disorder here in the fact that they're not. They've also withdrawn as well, so they're a bit disordered. So let me give you the right view from your main
El
commander.
Cid, will the new commander do anything, or is he
I mean,
like,
he can
can he influence my troops, or only
if
I
he's close
can?
enough. You can. You're the only one that can order them.
Uh,
Let me show you what you're seeing. Okay, so you're pretty far away from your troops. Now
yeah,
you can move, and you can do that even within this time period. You could move
yeah.
yourself over, more
I'll
like
like
up
move
here.
myself between the Crusaders,
Okay.
like on the other side of the Crusaders,
Yeah, that's fine.
so I can get a view of
So you can
both
get a better
that and
influence. Yep. I'm okay with
of
you
both.
moving and then influencing. That's fine. So you're in a much better position to see what the hell's going on. All right.
Yeah.
So here again, just some light damage. I can't pivot it enough, but one of these guys has a very light amount of damage as well.
Uh,
So you have a pretty solid line here. I don't know what you want to do though.
I want to charge back into those javelins because with my ally moving up, he can charge their infantry, and maybe I can break through their skirmishers and like
Okay.
do crazy things.
The
And
one
Ellen
thing
else said,
the one thing you can see is that the cavalry has skirted them a little bit. So just
"Are my
be
guys still afraid of the cavalry?"
no. I think well, it'll be judged. It'll be
Uh,
judged. All right. So there's a chance they might be, but it'll go down over each turn. Okay. Um, but that's what you see, and then as far as what you see as you've moved up is you see a little bit.
uh,
I mean, you can't really see the amount of damage on the far right, but you do see that the enemy's horse escorts that came in as reserves are moving forward and going to the left flank. Their left
I don't
flank.
really,
They're
well, they're horse archers. I'm pretty sure are those like
yeah, yeah. You have a pretty good idea at this point that you do see some bows over there. Yeah.
well, no, like
Go ahead.
oh, those are like normal cavalry, like light cavalry on the right. That's on the far right. I can't
From what
tell.
you can tell, just they don't appear to be heavy cavalry. They don't. That's all I'll say.
Uh,
Okay.
well, I thought those are all horse archers. I'm not.
They're
I guess
not.
what
No,
else?
not necessarily. Not necessarily. They could be
I'm just.
just light. They could be light javel. They could be spear horse. They could
Oh,
be They could just
Yeah,
have
they
like
could be
yeah,
javelin horses. Well,
yes.
I'm gonna trust that if there was cavalry, he would say something. So I'm gonna send Elsedman to reinforce my guys charging the skirmishers. Because I think if we charge the center together, we could break that infantry in the middle. I don't
Mm,
know.
okay, so I will hustle. At this point, I probably hustle them so that they don't get. I'm no longer sharing with you, right? Okay, I'm just gonna move them up at
Yeah.
a hustle rate.
Get an idea what's
Let me
going.
go look at
They
what they
should
are.
they should charge straight into those light infantry. My hope is that with this many horses, they'll be like, and hopefully my ally charges his guys into their infantry. That's what I'm thinking. Because I think he put most of his soldiers on the flank. So there's like 3 infantry in the center and like a couple of light cavalry or skirmish cavalry on the far right on his flank. And I have heavy
Do you want
cavalry,
to
so that won't be that
had
useful. Hmm?
had you wanted to stay in a column formation or attack column formation, or did you want to change to a line?
Attack.
Okay.
I want to be like a wrecking ball, man. Just go straight through 'em. You don't need tactics when you have God.
All right, and then your now remind me again your front line of cavalry. Um, did you
The
say you wanted to move forward?
Crusaders.
No, the here I'll give you the view. It's
Oh
okay.
yeah, you're talking about the ones on the right of me. Yeah, they can move back into the skirmishers, like charge back into them.
Okay, so you want all four to charge forward into
Yeah,
that Berber unit. Okay, I'll do that right
I'm
now.
gonna break their skirmishers so I can get behind
Okay,
the
so you got
infantry.
three. You got three frontage, and I'll give you an extra attack, but not with charge. Okay, so those guys will get charged. You're doing a full charge. All right, this could get interesting. Okay.
We're gonna be slamming straight into them, just like it's gonna be like Lord of the Rings. That scene which the Rohans or whoever charge straight into the pikes.
Okay, I think I have everything for you. And your foreign crusaders, you're just holding put.
Yeah, because I don't want those guys to move, and he doesn't seem to want to move either.
Okay.
As long as I can
I guess
keep
they're
him
doing. I mean,
from
they're doing
moving
their
off.
job, you know. So they're protecting the flank. So be
Yeah,
it.
and he's too scared to attack my 2 cavalry guys.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and resolve your attacks here.
Uh,
I'll tell you what you see as that happens. I'm going down the line of the here. I'm just gonna show you. Let me just share what I'm about to. Just so you know exactly what I'm doing. So from your main general's vantage point, I'm going to go down the line here and resolve this charge. That I just wanted to
sure.
make sure that that was your exact charge, right? Okay. All right. All right. Let me unshare.
You just end the stream.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. All right. So let's see. Oh, you definitely got one hit. Okay, you definitely are. You're seeing casualties. Now we do the. We're gonna do the charging effect. See what. Okay, that's one more. Okay, you're seeing more casualties.
Hope that's not me.
Okay. Okay. Then did. You definitely caused casualties. It's you won't know if there's any morale issues as a result until the end of the turn. Okay. All
Alright.
right. You did. From what you could tell, the charge was effective. All right.
That's great.
All right. So I will stop and I'll talk to Javi. Hey, Javi.
There we go.
You there? Okay. Let me share with you from your general's viewpoint.
Okay, now I can see. That's very good.
Okay. So you see that their reserve cavalry, which was the escort of the war elephants, has moved forward and is moving towards your right flank there,
Yeah.
trying to flank you.
Okay.
These guys have just attacked again. You do see some additional casualties to your javelin, your spearmen over here, just a little bit. What else do you see? You see that your cavalry line on the left has recharged and just to a better effect this time. Okay.
Very, very good to see.
Okay. You do see that El Cid has slowed slightly at this point. He is going. He's positioning himself for a charge. I'm assuming. All right.
Good. Yeah,
So
no, that sounds really
so
good.
he's made his way pretty well. You haven't seen too much. You haven't seen too much else activity. The left wing is held firm on, oddly enough, on both sides. So
yeah, okay, that's good.
That's that. What would you?
Okay,
I'm gonna unshare real quick just so I don't show
Yeah.
too much.
So, wait, before you unshare, can I have one last look at the cavalry on my right flank from my position, real quick? Okay, so the cavalry. Okay, so they're coming there, right? And they're
not
just kind of sort of.
they're
coming.
they're running into the river a little bit, so they're kind of maybe next
yeah,
turn they're gonna
I
give you
see.
some pain. They did give you pain. They did shoot you up a little bit. I think
Yeah.
I think they're aware that this other unit is coming over and they're gonna try to.
Okay, that's a bit
Get a little-
problematic. All right, cool. That's fine.
And there's your skulls.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let me just.
All right. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. So just what do you think you'd like to do?
Okay, so my 3 units on the right, my 3 units of spears and 2. Actually, okay. So we'll start with the javelins on the left. My 2 units of javelins on the left. They want to sort of keep advancing and start firing as soon as possible. And then kind of once they're firing to sort of stay at stay at a distance, right? Then I guess I don't know. I guess the spearmen and the javelin throwers on the right should probably pull back. The hidalgos should keep coming up, and the archers should keep sort of advancing towards the archers to try and shoot them, but also again sort of kind of staying in such a way that to try and minimize the possibility of the cavalry kind of charging them, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you're just gonna march the right hand side, just move them to the right about 2 inches or more.
Yeah, something like yeah. So no, so the spearmen on the spearmen on the right, bring them back. They can just sort of like walk backwards, essentially, gently, slowly.
Okay, I did that.
To try and sort of draw the cavalry a little bit forward, and once the cavalry kind of comes towards me a little bit more to keep shooting, hopefully the archers will get their shot in. And then the javelins on the left just kind of keep marching forward and attack, and the hidalgos just bringing up the hidalgos forward as much as possible, and that's basically it, really. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Just
fantastic. Yeah, good.
hey, Hey, the elements of Hidalgos that are behind the right flank, do you want them to just kind of double up behind the other Hidalgos? Because they're kind of getting cramped up.
What do you mean?
The You had 6 Hidalgos, right? And 2 of them were
Yes.
kind of leaning all the way on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and just double them up for now because you're running out of space for the Hidalgos.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems fine. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Honestly, to be fair, like if you like, yeah, actually, that seems fine. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I think I did everything, and then let's check your distance here. Did you say you brought up? Let me see the distance real quick. You might have it. Yeah, you'll have it. You can. You're gonna adjust your bowman to fire, right?
Yeah, if
Okay.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah, they got plenty of room to do that. Just you're gonna get the one unit right there, though. Let's see.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Pew pew.
Let's see what you get. What is there? Yeah, you got one, but they're gonna withdraw. You did force them back. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
That's basically the main intention. Yeah, that's it. So you see their one unit actively, forcefully being withdrawn. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean they did their job. I mean they're gonna have a real hard time hitting them
that's good.
because
That's
they're
very
not
good.
remaining
Fantastic.
disordered. All
Yeah.
right. I think that's it on your main body. Okay.
Yeah, and then the javelins on the left, they're still too far to fire, right?
No, they do get some firing. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh,
I put some
nice,
I put some
nice.
markers there. Hold
Attack.
on.
Let's go.
Okay.
With them, I want to try to keep them like if the enemy. I want to sort of keep them in a way that if the enemy advances, they just kind of pull back to match the enemy, if that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
or at least to the best of their ability, anyway.
Okay, you look like you might have bloodied one of the units just a little bit there
Good.
with spears or javelins. Excuse me. Yep. Okay, so let me take out those activations. All right, you're good. I think you're good. There are no other
Fantastic.
charges. There are no other. You took care of that. You forced their horse to kind of go a little squirrely over there. All right, I think that's everything on both sides. All right. Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Okay, I think we are up to turn 6. I'm going to meet with Robert and get his orders going. Okay.
Alright.
And just a time check. We're at noon, so we'll continue to go if you want.
That's
I mean,
fine.
nobody's.
Yeah.
I assume nobody's about to fall over.
Yeah.
This.
We haven't even really started fighting yet.
Well, you are. You're hitting each other in the middle there. So,
Well,
and there's a little bit of peppering. Okay.
alright.
All right. We'll see what happens when El Cid gets all the way up there. All right. So, all right, I should be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. So if you want to like grab yourself a lunch or something, it's probably a good time to do that anyway. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what time zone you're in, but all right.
Alright.
I'm ready to do your turn 6. Elijah, I'll ping you first here.
I'm here.
Hey, alright. Give me a second. Let me make sure I'm positioned properly. Okay. Okay, the left view has not changed. Okay, no significant changes. At best, their horse archers are just still trying to pepper you, but not being successful necessarily at that. All right. Let me make sure I don't give you too much. But in the front, things have changed a little bit. Their cavalry has moved around to the right a little bit. They've tried to attack you on your left of your front line, but unsuccessfully actually. Now you have been damaged a little bit more in the center. Not to a not to a worrisome level, but you are getting damaged there, and that's a combination. That's just really they're counterattacking you at this point. Okay.
Surprised it's taking so long for me to break skirmishers.
Well, yeah, it takes a while because I mean these guys are actually armored pretty well. They're not they're a formed unit. That's a formed. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here, what would you like to do
I'd like
with?
to advance my character to help out the guys in the center who are attacking the skirmishers.
Okay.
And I'd like to send my Sir Sigil or whatever guy's name, Sigil.
Elcid.
I don't know, said, yeah. I'm thinking that I'll send his men to go behind them, like go to the camel cavalry,
Okay.
like around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try to get between that gap.
Yeah, I think you should easily be able to do that. I'll do that here
Yeah.
in a moment. All right.
Maybe he'll transfer his cavalry to my side. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'll end up. What direction do you want? I mean, you can probably. I don't
As
think you can.
close to the camel cavalry as possible.
I mean, you'll basically be able to get yourself set up for a charge.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
But what I can do is set it up. You can probably get far enough so that like your rightmost unit will charge them, and then you can probably get around the rear if you want.
Yeah.
If that's what your intentions are. Okay. And then on the left, you just want to
Keep the
keep
Crusaders
it.
there.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens here. Okay.
Well, I'll be able to like look behind myself.
If anything,
Like,
if anything is bad, if anything is unexpected, I'll give you a rear view. There's nobody's sneaking behind you. I'm giving
yeah.
I'm giving that same leeway for both. Just yeah. You're
So
not
I'm
seeing.
thinking that the enemy commander, if he sees that I'm gone, assuming he's still on that hill, he's probably
You saw him there, yeah. In your left view, you had seen him there.
and he probably sees me. So
He sees you charging ahead to help your guys, so
yeah.
you
So
know.
he may take advantage of them.
Right. All right. All right. I will. Let me just stop my stream, and I will at least compute what's going on here while you're still here. All right. So let me move these guys like you were asking. Okay, so your guy's gonna help these attacks. I have a feeling you're gonna push these guys. Let's see. can see some casualties on one of the cavalry. Okay, you see more casualties on one of the Berbers. More casualties in the center of the Berbers. And that's it. Okay. There still needs to be some shock rolls. You do see one unit fleeing.
Hopefully that's not mine.
You see another unit with recoiling. And the third unit is holding. Okay. I think you're in a reasonable position there. Okay, you should be pretty reasonably positioned on the left there. What I what I did with El Cid's Caballeros was I kind of pinwheeled the left there to protect your flank, so you weren't just overly exposed. All right, but you should have at least two elements that can charge the enemy. Okay, I think you're good. You did the results were better that time. So
That's great.
you see one fleeing, you see one recoil, and one had held fast. All right.
I'm finally breaking their skirmishers.
All right. Exactly. All right. So more soon. All right.
All right.
Okay, I think Javi might have had dropped here. What I'll do.
The game?
Mm-hmm. I don't see him online. So what I'm gonna do is at least I'll do I'll emulate what he has been doing.
You want to see if we can get someone to replace him?
Yeah, I don't. I've had so much problems getting this many people. I don't think I can. But let me just at least I will execute his turn for him, and then maybe we'll group up and talk about things. Okay? I think we're running out of time. All right. So let me at least finish his turn, and then we'll take a look at where we're at. And I think unfortunately we're not gonna be able to get too far in this. All right. So let me finish.
Enjoying the game. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
I just
So
think
yeah,
the
just
only thing you should do is like maybe give screenshots also of the
well, I
previous
think I
game.
might. Oddly enough, giving the screenshots to Robert actually went. It goes just as smooth, but I'm also able to. We'll chat about this here in a moment. Okay. Let me.
Also, maybe I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's alright.
No, I will come back to the main chat room in about 10 minutes.
Alright.
Okay, and then we'll kind of talk about the whole thing, and then I'll show the whole battlefield, and we'll talk about it a little bit. All right. I think we've kind of run out of time. I don't mind saving it and continuing at another time, but
If you
I don't.
guys are willing to do that, I'm willing.
Yeah, but what we'll do is I might negotiate that on the side, and and I might just do it from my own server, so I have a little bit more control over the rooms. All right. But yeah, if you wait in the main chat, I'll come there and we'll talk to everybody here and kind of agree to that or not. Okay. All right. I'll be there in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Hey, sorry.
It's okay. Um,
So we're ending it or are we continuing?
well, we have to stop because it looks like Robert dropped as well.
Dang, it wasn't even that bad. I thought we were doing pretty good.
No, here, but I'll
I mean,
So
I
what
don't know.
you
Who would have won though? I'm just curious. Who were you betting?
honestly, it's a pretty even. It's a weird match. I don't mind showing this. I'm going.
Yeah, because I don't
I,
think
I don't mind showing this whole battle because you've basically you're close enough to each other that you know where everything is, right? I mean, so I don't mind talking to it. Hey, Robert as well. We're gonna stop because Javi dropped off.
Alrighty.
Well, we're at a time. We're at a point where we need. But I wanted to openly talk about it just for a minute, and I don't mind showing the whole map at this point. Just give me 1 second. We'll just talk about it just very lightly. Um, Let me share my whole screen again. So this has been an interesting battle. People have kind of held back where I didn't know they would. We don't necessarily have to talk too much. What I would love to do personally is take everything I've learned from this and create a bigger battle and have just maybe at least. I'd love to see three commanders aside.
I think one of
Um,
the things you should do is that I think the reinforcing guy Elsa should have been a player instead of me commanding him.
well, sure, but I was having trouble recruiting people within the IKS, honestly.
They're probably
Um,
more interested in like Napoleonic stuff.
well,
That's why.
and I think they're reversed to dolls as they called it.
Yeah, they don't like our toys.
Which I kind of like. Okay, whatever. Um,
Well,
okay.
their blocks are just as much
Okay, you can
toys
put
as
you can go
our
play with your
dolls.
you can go play with your blocks then. How about that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's alright.
no, I love it all. So but okay. So what's interesting? This is an interesting battle. What happened in the middle here though, for Robert's update, is that these Berbers have broken. They're fleeing. They're not routing. They're fleeing. So that what they do is they turn around and they go their max hustle. These Berbers have recoiled, and these guys have held fast. So out of all these units, the one that had your leader held fast. These Camels didn't do nearly as well as I thought they would. They did take a little damage. Okay. The you know
I feel
what
like I was doing most of the fighting though.
you were you took some damage here, and that was kind of what was happening here is where you were just taking you were taking casualties during fighting this slightly more physical, slightly more enemies, and these guys actually were they were armored pretty well. They're actually kind of like more medium infantry. They're pretty. They're not as light as maybe you thought. These Berber archers were getting a lot of flank shots here too, so that didn't help
I was
that
hoping
that
that my
damage.
allies' archers were shooting at their archers.
You were, but you were rolling quite horribly. At least I was rolling quite horribly for you. How about that? Yeah, so there was a lot of that. There was a lot of real not very good rolls on either side. So that kind of kept things a little bit more even than I thought they would be, or at least certain attacks that I thought would be a little more successful were just not as lucky as they could have been. Now you were doing pretty. Almervids were doing okay peppering over here. I thought Javi was. I mean, he was right. He was rightfully um, changing his wing to match your frontage. I think Robert. I think you did very. You were successful, very successful at forcing his flank to halt, basically, and not be able to get to the main body. I mean, I feel like this cavalry area, especially as the reserves came up. Now, of course, there was a percent chance that they wouldn't have shown up then, and even later, or even not at all. So, Robert, you did have some good luck, if you will,
Yeah.
for these guys getting up. I wanted to see the elephant in action, but we didn't get to see it in action. It was,
I
it
wanted
was,
to see the infantry clash with each other.
yeah. See, that's the thing. Both sides had bowmen in the front, which is absolutely historical. So there wouldn't have been too much clashing here,
I would
unless
have charged the infantry straight through those bowmen.
which right here. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
which ones?
they would have withdrawn, I'm sure. Was
Right,
put under pressure.
right. So that's one thing. I mean, especially these guys, um, formed. I mean, they were loose foot, but they're pretty heavily armored. These guys are they can't charge, so they were only getting normal attacks too. So these guys are not as effective as any of the other mounted units. El Cid didn't get to really play too much of a,
Yeah.
but he did.
Imagine.
He did hold the center, and he. So Robert, you did hold back over here on the right a good bit.
That's what I was kind of surprised about because you had like a lot of infantry.
Well, here's the thing, though. He drew you. I would think that within the next turn or two, he could wheel on you and cause you some significant issues at this point.
Yeah, I had debated starting that immediately. However, courtesy of the in the saddle view, I was like, I should wait just a little bit longer to
because
ensure
you didn't necessarily know how. Yeah, you didn't have a great view to start with, and I hope I simulated that well for you at least.
You did.
Oh.
So
Probably.
so
'Cause I was-
So one thing I noticed, and this is just from an administrative perspective, so one thing I noticed is it was actually easier for me to screenshot Robert and text him than it was to talk to you all directly, and I'm trying to figure out why that was. I think it's probably because we interacted more because I was directly talking to you, and it kind of equaled out. So it's almost like I could go either way.
I feel like though you're doing good.
Yeah, you were doing fantastic. It was a good pace.
Yeah. So oddly enough, when I've played this game, the underlying game, I don't get very far ever either. Right? Like I've done the Battle of Fornovo, which is an Italian Wars one, so it's pike and shot, which is awesome. It's
Even better.
At some point,
Yeah,
I
want to do that one.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that one, and yeah, if y'all have interest in that, I might even try to get that one together because that would be interesting. Because then you actually have some artillery.
Yeah, and we get baskets.
Yes, and you get Swiss mercenaries, which are pretty much
and Terhios.
Yes, exactly. Gonzaga was quite a commander, and it's just really. See, I like these kind of. They're not necessarily obscure, but I kind of like these more kind of just mixed cultural background areas and such because I get to read about them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot about these time periods. I did take some class on Western Barbarian something or other in college. I can't even remember the exact name, but so I did study some of this, but it's been over 20 years, so not to age myself. But this is I can't. I absolutely would not necessarily call it, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I feel like this right wing is gonna cause you problems. Probably in the next 2 turns, I would say that this wing is gonna cause some significant problems along this axis. But you've done, but and I think I think both did well. I think it's a draw. I mean, there's not without. I don't want to get too much into the win or loss, but I thought you did well here. I thought you did well charging Elijah. I thought you did well getting El Cid up as quickly as possible, kind of as a wedge in the middle. Robert, I think you did very well on your wings. What looks like holding back a little bit too much, I think, though, within about 2 turns again, I think that's going to cause a huge headache over here. I think, Javi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you held back a good bit over here. I don't. It's kind of a double-edged sword because you did about as good as you could. He used his horse units well.
I'm outranged and like out mobiled. I guess like he's got more range and is faster than me, so it's kind of trying to draw him in a little bit.
Right.
I didn't do anything either.
I'm sorry.
I said I also wouldn't be able to do anything against the player.
Yeah, I can't fault you, Javi, as far as what you had to do with what was presented to you. I mean, so in other words, I feel like everybody did very well. I don't think there were any mistakes. there was a little bit of bad luck across the board. Really, a lot of that first morale check. Elijah, you were kind of asking why they didn't break originally. There were definitely shock checks, but what he did is he attached his general to an element in the regiment, if you will. So he kind of he jumped in well to protect himself from losing, and that's oddly enough that's actually why this side broke more than this side, right? So it's kind of an interesting morale image right there. I'm going to take a screenshot of that actually.
Mhm.
That literally was the morale result of that charge, and it's not. Again, I kind of I kind of free KS on top of it a little bit because I do feel like sometimes with those underlying rules they don't take into account necessarily maybe the differential between the units. Like if there's a certain but then again these are javelin units, so they do have a pike like effect too, right?
I didn't
So
think about that.
right, so if these guys were lighter armored, they probably would have melted much quicker. You did well recharging. Interestingly enough, when the camel broke through to kind of harass and it did have an effect on one of the units. It did make it automatically withdraw. It actually helped them out because otherwise they would have. It was an interesting combination of maneuvering because the camel kind of got in the way of a free attack, if you will. It was kind of interesting the way that played out. So it did its job by scaring the guy back, but he in effect got in the way of another attack or a free attack. Um, but
Should accept my duel, by the way.
that was pretty cool though. Yeah, I had described it as the Islamic hand gesture of the time, expletive being given back to being given back to Alvar. But yeah, that was a good touch. So I think it went well. I, I, I almost feel like I want to try it by screenshot and text only, and then only physically talk. I don't know. I'm on the
I
fence
think,
on that. What do people
yeah,
think about that?
I think one of the interesting things, if you did it sort of screenshot and thing only, is that you could almost juggle all of us at the same time. So instead of kind of
Yeah.
having to take the time to kind of call everybody and say this, like you can kind of juggle all the players at the same
Sure,
time, and
and
then you can always just
especially
jump in and talk to someone if you need to.
if I had two umpires too, I think would help. I
Oh
think
no,
if somebody,
absolutely. Well, yeah,
yeah, I think if somebody was
or umpires.
equally. The thing was, this was so new amongst us. It was kind of so new, and
Hmm.
I would have felt we would have had almost a disparity between umpiring, right? I don't
Yeah.
know how to explain that, but it's kind of like until I get an umpire in here with me, maybe just watching along, or maybe they'll watch the YouTube of this. So
Yeah.
I did stream it to YouTube, and I'll give you all that result later. You can kind of watch
Mhm.
what happened
Yeah.
as we went. Um,
I found it super interesting just how like it seems so stupid, but it makes such a massive effect. Like the whole like from the saddle point of view,
yeah,
like
and it was.
It
it
reminds
really
me
has a
of
really
what's
aggressive
that game?
effect.
Scourge of War.
Yeah,
You know,
I play Scourge of War hits, and there
I don't
are.
really know how to play from the saddle, but I play that game.
So
It's like
here, the one thing I didn't do a lot of, and it didn't come into effect, and it really had more to do with how many players we had per side. But communications, I think, would play a lot more effect. So if we do a larger Italian wars, then what I would like to do for that is have at least a minimum of three commanders aside, and have a CNC per side, so that
Yeah.
the CNC, so that you have a little bit more of a simulation of
can we
delayed.
do like a siege battle? I'm kind of interested, like to take a castle or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know how
I don't know how.
easy that would be to do.
The only thing with that is that there wouldn't be a lot of mobility to it. There wouldn't be a
Yeah.
lot of changes of orders. I pour oil. I pour oil. I pour. It would be
I
kind of.
think I think instead of a castle, you could do a city. like the siege of a city, because that's a lot more dynamic.
Yeah,
Especially if like you
sure.
get breaches in some point, and there's like like fighting house to house type thing.
Yeah, but it does. I mean, there are some. There are war machine, trebuchets and etc.
Hmm.
Depicted and easily adapted into it, and I don't know. I thought it went pretty well. Um, uh, First of all, I thought y'all played very well. I think on my part, sometimes you get caught up in the moment and then you don't realize you're streaming. That's the only reason I would say probably not to do the voice interactive part. And I almost want to do another play test, in about a month or whatever. Um,
Yeah, be good.
with a similar
At the
size
time,
battle and only do the screenshots and just to kind of really kind of hone it down before we do anything much larger. But I would like at least possibly at least this commander in chief and at least two commanders per side. So what I'll do is I'll try to organize that through my own blog, and then I'll let the ICAST know that I'm running it. And just because I think I'd rather control it on my own Discord server, just so I can add channels on the fly a little bit easier, etc. But and also I might get this in front of other wargaming channels, like just other wargaming groups that I'm aware of that might be interested in playing this more of a hybrid wargame, if you
you
will.
know about the Kriegspiel Scourge of War group?
Yes, I have played. I've played with the Italian group. I've actually done the headquarters in the saddle with the Italian. There's a good cadre or a grouping of people in Italy actually that do that method. But I am aware of what you're talking about. There is a separate group that does that.
I
They
was
all
asking because maybe they'd be interested.
Well, right, exactly. That's what I mean. I feel like this is a hybrid game, right? And that people who like traditional Kriegspiel and people who like traditional wargaming both would like this in some way, I think, right? So I feel like I want to broaden the audience a little bit and then also not pepper Marshall with the IKS with so many, just administrative requests and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll absolutely let everybody know in the IKS that I'm going to run it, and then be able to sign up for it. I feel like if y'all are interested in Pike and Shot, and if you're interested in that Battle of Fornovo,
Yes.
then I think that's
Absolutely,
a
yes.
really interesting battle because it's got a large river in the center, so there's a little bit more in having to ford a river involved. That's actually one of the main um, um, terrain pieces of it. Is it's got a pretty wide. It's not a very deep river involved in that battle, but it is quite disruptive, and you have to go through some fords. And what's interesting is it also has Charles's very very large battery. It's probably like one of the largest medieval batteries, late medieval, early Renaissance. Examples of a large caliber cannon. I mean, I'm talking. They fired mostly stone, really, um, stone rounds, but it takes a while for those to reload. So it's not like 18th century or 19th century Napoleonic level or right.
Yeah, they probably move slow too.
They move extremely slow and they fire like every 5 turns or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous. They usually, in any time I've ever played that battle, they usually only get off like two shots in a battle.
We should also do a 30 Years War battle, like the last battle that King Gustavus was in.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll
Maybe
take. What was that again?
Roquois would probably be good. It's fairly balanced Franco or French and Spanish armies, and there's a whole lot of Kriegspiel-esque stuff going on where one of the Imperial flanks was set up an ambush and got counter ambushed because a deserter told the French what was up, and so the battle is basically won by the French there, as they're able to fall upon the flank because the Spanish didn't know that their ambush force had been annihilated. So
Yeah,
I think that'd probably be good with all the Kriegspiel stuff going on.
All right, I need to drop because my wife's giving me the evil eye and wants to get going. But cool, it was awesome. It was fun.
Yep.
No, it was great. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for
All right.
that, as always.
Fun.
All
It was
right,
a
y'all.
blast.